Hello everyone. So in this video again we'll be continuing our discussion with the previous year recruitment papers pertaining to the aptitude sections of various private sector companies. So various companies, be it your technological giants like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, etc., and other say service-based industries like those in IT sectors and also core industry, they be it in their recruitment process for on-campus and off-campus drives, they take up the aptitude sections wherein they basically give variety of aptitude based questions to assess the students upon those. So the questions that we'll be discussing are from the previous year papers of these various companies recruitment process, basically the aptitude process in general. Okay, so with that said, why we are doing this is to get ourselves acquainted with the general idea of the kinds of question that we see in any kind of recruitment process in general. Okay, so with that said, so that with that so that we can get a general idea of the kind of questions that comes, and also we can develop a strategy towards how to tackle this kinds of question. So with that said, let's take a look at the first question in front of us. Ferrari SPA is an Italian sports car manufacturer based in Maranello, Italy. Founded by Enzo Ferrari in 1928 as Scuderia Ferrari. Okay. The company sponsored drivers and manufactured race cars before moving into production of street legal vehicles in 1947 as Ferrari SPA. Throughout its history, the company has been noted for its continued participation in racing, especially Formula One, where it has employed great success. Okay, Rohit once bought a Ferrari. It could go 4 times as fast as Mohan's old Mercedes. Okay, if the speed of Mohan's Mercedes was 35 km per hour and the distance traveled by Ferrari is 490 km, then find the total time taken for Rohit to drive that distance. Okay. So if we take a look at this question in general, one thing you'll notice that from here until here, we don't have anything of significance. So we can actually see these are just buffer part, which we can easily cancel out this entire part. And our question is actually beginning from here. This is basically done to distract you from the main contents of the question, basically exhaust you out by giving unnecessary information. So this was a brief history about Ferrari in general, which we don't necessarily require. Our core question, if we take a look at this, would be Rohit once bought a Ferrari. It could go 4 times as fast as Mohan's old Mercedes. His speed of Mohan's old Mercedes is 135 km per hour, and the distance traveled by Ferrari is 490 kilometers. Then find the total time taken to travel the same distance. Okay, so let's try and solve the same. Mohan's Mercedes speed is equal to 35 km per hour. Okay, the Rohit's Ferrari goes 4 times as fast. So Rohit's Ferrari speed is equal to 4 into 35, that is 140 km per hour. Now the distance given here is 490 km. So therefore time taken by Rohit's Ferrari will be 490 by 140. 2. That is 2.5 hours or 3.5 hours. I hope this is clear as in how we came with the conclusion. So these kind of questions are very interesting. They give a lot of buffer information that you don't necessarily need to solving the question, essentially boiling down the question to a very limited lines. So hopefully this thing is clear. Let's move on to the second question. Yes, the second question is pertaining to direction and distances. Let's take a look. Man goes north 37 kilometers, turns left and goes 2 kilometers, turn right and goes 17 kilometers, and turn right and go 70 kilometers. Okay, turn right 2 consecutive times and first he turns left. Okay, left, right, right. Find the distance between starting and ending point. Okay, so let's try and solve. First he goes north by 37 kilometers. So he goes north. Let this distance be 37 kilometer and this point be starting point, say S. Now he turns left and goes 2 kilometers. So he goes left and goes 2 kilometers. Okay, 2 kilometers. Now then he goes right by 17 kilometers. He goes right 17 kilometers. 17 kilometers, and then he turns right again and goes another 17 kilometers or another 2 kilometers. So he goes another 2 kilometers. Okay, this is again 2 kilometers and this be his end point. Now we need to find the distance between starting point and ending point. So if I just join this will also be 17. So therefore total distance will be 37 plus 17, 54 kilometer. Okay. I hope this is clear. This was a fairly easy question pertaining to distance and direction. All we need to do was to figure out which direction one is heading. So let's move. With that said, let's move to the third question. I hope this is clear. Okay, so the third one, let's take a look at the third question. If there are 30 cans, out of them one is poisoned. Okay, if a person tastes very little, he will die within 14 hours. Okay, so if there are mice to test and 24 hours to test, how many mice are required to find the poisoned can? Okay, so what are our limitations here? We need to complete our test. Yeah, so our time constraint is we need to complete the entire thing within 24 hours. Okay, so how we can go about this particular process in general? So basically we need to figure out that the minimum number of mice that would be required to completely test out this following, to find out the poison within the 24 hours time frame. So let's start off initially. So let's start off by having 6 mice. Okay, let's start off by having initially with 6 mice. So each of the mice can have, say, mice 1, mice 2, mice 3, mice 4 and mice 5. Okay, so each of the mice can have 5 cans each. 5 cans each. Okay, so after 14 hours, one of the mice will die, and we'll know which one contains the poison. Okay, so so one of the sorry, mice 6 will also be there. Okay, so we have after 14 hours one of the mice will die. So suppose after 14 hours, say M6 is dead. Okay, these are dead. Then we know this set of 5, this 5 set of cans these are safe cans, so we can actually eliminate them. So 25 cans and 1 mice has been eliminated. So now all we are left is 5 cans, out of which 1 will be poisoned. And 5 mice. So all we have to do is mice 1, mice 2, mice 5. So we have 5 mice. Let me just give each and every one of them 1 can each. And whoever dies, we can actually figure out, whoever is dead, we can figure out the poison can. So I hope this is clear to you. This was a very simple puzzle, fairly simple puzzle in general. So we just needed to determine the number of mice needed. So with that said, we have come to the end of the video. Kindly go through all the questions that we have discussed in this video so that you can get a proper understanding. So our assumption of 6 mice was correct. So kindly go through all the questions we have discussed and try to solve them on your own with this video as a reference so that you can get a better idea of the concept that we have used towards solving this video, solving these questions. So with that said, we have come to the end of our video. Hopefully all the questions are clear to you and you understood everything. So with that said, I'm signing off. Thank you so much.